Even the way things are measured changed. What time is it? 5:10. I told you I would stop. I'll stop right there. We'll pick up where I left off next week with number 3, verses 7 and 8. All right? The reason I wanted to stop is because I gave you, how many people still need one of these? Everybody's got a chart. Look at the first one. You see it? On the very bottom, you see 3.5 years twice, right? In the middle of the tribulation, you see that black box there? It says nation. You see that? There, and before the 3.5, before the tribulation, you see what's on the left there? The what? The rapture of the church, right? So the church is raptured before all this takes place. In the first 3.5 years, all this is going on, and Israel is in relative peace. There's some, let me say this. There's some that teach that the first half of the tribulation is peaceful. It doesn't get bad until the middle part of the abomination, when the Antichrist will make himself to be God. I don't see that, because the first seal seemed bad to me, didn't it? The whole 7 years is bad. But in the middle of the 7 years, the Antichrist, the beast, we're going to spend time on him. We're going to give him his own time. He will make himself to be God. He's going to trick Israel into believing that they're going to be peace. It's going to be peace. In the middle of this tribulation period, his true colors are going to show. He's going to make himself to be God, demanded by the whole world, and things will get more intense. And it moves from Israel being protected to Israel being what? Persecuted. And then at the end, you see what? The second coming, Armageddon. Are you with me? All right. That's one chart. Let's turn the page. Does that make sense? That chart? Okay. You kind of fill in the blanks on your own study. Look at this next one. This next one is called the chronology of the eschatology. Chronology means time. Eschatology means end. So, end time. Time to the end. All right? Come on, say chronology. That's time or clock. And eschatology means end. So the timing of the end. What's on the left? The cross. That's Christ, right? And before, watch this. Before Christ, there was what? The law. But after the cross, you see that arch? It's called the what? Dispensation of what? Grace. That's where we're now. We're under grace. Now, there are 2 arches underneath that arch. Y'all with me? And that first arch is called the what? Church age. That's us now. Put your hands together and say, praise the Lord. Amen. The church age is an age of grace. The church age ends, and that other arch begins, smaller arch, because it's a smaller period of time. That arch is what? The what? Tribulation. And guess what? It's still under grace. You know what? You know why? God is saving people in the tribulation period. Matter of fact, more people will be saved in the tribulation period than in all the church period put together. And can I say this? Anytime God saves us, grace. Come on, somebody. Matter of fact, it was grace even under the law. It's always been grace. Are you with me? Okay, so is that making sense? Then after the tribulation, 7 years, the Messianic kingdom for 1,000 years. I believe in the literal Messianic. See, the word Messianic means the Messiah. Who's the Messiah? Jesus. Jesus will have a kingdom on the earth for 1,000 years, literally here on this earth. It's going to be here on the earth. And you and I will be here with it. We'll be his ambassadors. We'll be his senators. We'll be his congressmen. Come on, somebody. We'll be the police force. We'll be his FBI, his CIA. Come on, somebody. We'll be his police force. And guess what? We ain't going to shoot nobody that don't need to be shot. Come on, somebody. We're going to do it right. Won't be a whole lot of shooting going on that period of time. It'll be a time of peace because he'll be here on the earth. The devil will be bound for 1,000 years. Are you with me? Satan bound. All right. Are you with me? Y'all got a part of me here. Brother Dave still ain't got me. Let's see my eye doctor right here. So I said, pretty hard to read here. So after 1,000 years, you get a period of they call an aftermath, and that could be Armageddon and all that sort of thing. That's when Armageddon comes in, and then heaven. You see that one? That's the second chart. Let's take a look at the third chart here. Oh yeah, the last two charts are actually one chart. First chart is the first half of the tribulation. Second chart on the last is the last half of the tribulation. All right. Now, just let me say this, it's all bad. First half, last half. I don't want to be here for any other halves. Amen. So, we are on the third seal. You see there? You see that line says the 7 seals, then the 7 trumpets. I think we ended on the third seal, right? With the what seal we end on? What seal we end on? Was the third seal? Third seal. Third seal. Yeah, family. Yeah. And that takes place in that first quarter of the first 3.5 years. I was kind of right, my time period, right? So you have 7 seals, then 7 trumpets. We're going to go through the trumpets just like the 7 seals. You got it? Now turn to the back page. Back page is the second half of the tribulation. You see the first half, the mid-trap, and you got the what? The 7 bowls, judgment. Sores affecting those with the mark of the beast. People have